All right, so we're not being selfish. It's not just about Nigeria. Our neighboring Ghana, they're also in Christmas, as with many other countries in the world today, December 25. So let's get a feel of what's going on in Ghana. We do know that this year hasn't been a very easy one for them. They just concluded their election. The new president will take over, I think, next month. But they've had a lot of adjustments to do economically. The issue of their debt and restructuring, a very painful process. A whole lot of Ghanaians have explained it, captured it that way. Let's see if this has affected their Christmas mood at this time. And joining us to tell us how it's going on, there's the Chief Executive Officer of More Steam Limited, Michael Hammond, joins us from Accra, Ghana. Hi, Mr. Hammond. Merry Christmas to you.
Hello. Merry Christmas to you too, and good afternoon to you and your cherished viewers.
Thank you so much. How is Christmas in Ghana this time?
Well, I'd say the spirit is a little low, but then Ghanaians, as resilient as we are, I mean, yesterday I was out till about 11 when I got home, and then a lot of places I passed, you would realize that despite the hardship, people are having fun. So, I mean, with the election and everything that has gone on in this year, and the past 8 years and all that, Ghanaians are finding a way to move on and have fun. Yes.
What about purchases? Food items, gift items, tourist sites. How busy are those?
Well, interestingly, I had to do something for my workers, and so I asked my HR to hit the market that was on the 24th for some items. And it would interest you to know that just 4 pieces of onion cost about 100 Ghana cedis here. We are talking about just about $7 or $8 for just 4 pieces of onion. A 5 kg of rice is currently costing about $10 when you're talking about, say, Pico brand of rice. So food items have actually, in terms of prices, skyrocketed within this few weeks, just about 2 weeks to Christmas. And usually these are things that we see in our system. This is not just the case of food items prices going up, but it's also a reflection of the current state of the economy. Because, like you said, the debt restructuring, the levies on Ghanaians, the increase in fuel prices. I mean, just about 2 weeks to election, we had increase in fuel prices. And just about yesterday, when I bought fuel, there's another increase at the pump price. So, I mean, these are some of the things causing the hardship in the system, and the ripple effect is what we are seeing from commodity prices. A common good, there's a medium-sized good is currently selling around $100 to $110. So if you want a big size, you are looking at $170 to $190 for a good. So for my friends who love good meat, some sort of investment they are going to be making in their stomach this time around. But then you did mention the IMF, you did mention the debt restructuring and all that. To be honest with you, these economic factors also cause a lot of hardship for Ghanaians, right? Because when you look at the pensioners that lost their money, or their monies were held in the whole debt restructuring process and all that, meant that the disposable income to them was or is low, and for that reason, purchasing power is reduced. There are a lot of factors that have actually led to this, and I don't know if you have enough time for us to go through them, but then basically there is some sort of hardship in the system currently, but then we are finding a way around it as Ghanaians. People are having fun nonetheless.
Yeah, well, we're Africans. We are very resilient, But tell me, when you say people are finding ways around it, do people maybe change their tastes for food, for clothing, and relaxation forms or places as a way to be able to deal with this high cost of living?
I would say to a greater extent, yes. For instance, let me start with what the e-levy. This was introduced in 2022, and it initially started at 1.5% of whatever money you were sending out from your mobile wallet, and then it was reduced after a backlash on it, and then the government listened and then reduced it to 1%. But this is also some sort of money that people feel uncomfortable sending huge amount of money because you have MTN charging you and you have the telcos, the banks also charging. So you realize that in the festive season, people who would normally do a lot of shopping using electronic payment are not doing that. Thinking about the cost implication and trying to save or cut down costs from that side. So that's one of the policies you're having problem with. I've spoken about the fuel prices and also the extent of the cedi depreciation. So you would realize that what I've seen currently is that people tend to live within their means. So even if they can borrow from, let's say, quick loan and all that, they would rather use that borrowing for something more profitable than to use it for the festive celebration. And then, as we say, January, we have 80 days in January because it's a lengthy one. And for that reason, Ghanaians and people I've spoken to and some of my workers are very particular about their spending. They would rather have their normal traditional food in their house, fufu with their soup in their house, spend some time, quality time with their family, as opposed to going to sit at expensive places to have fun. However, there are some Ghanaians who are also not affected so much. I should say the middle class to the upper class. They are still moving on with their normal celebration. When you go to La Palm Royal Beach or Echo House and all these, they're having their programs. I know today Sarkodie is having his program. I don't know if it's Rapaholic, and tickets are sold out. So it's a blend. It's a blend of celebration here, but then generally our fiscal policies and certain government decisions have impacted the overall enthusiasm and then euphoria associated with the Christmas season. For instance, first quarter of 2024, we had increase in tariff from Public Utilities Regulatory Commission of about 29.95% in electricity tariff. Now, couple this with inflation, cedi depreciation, high cost of fuel. All these things erode the disposable income to the fact or to the point where you have to be prudent in spending so that you are not caught in the Joneses trap.
I mean, some good, from what you've said, there's some good that have come out of it. I mean, people are looking inwards. People are now spending more time bonding with their family, and that's also a good one. And being prudent, and all of that. But you have, your new president coming in a couple of weeks, I believe. Are you optimistic? You're a manufacturer. Around you, conversations going on, are you optimistic? I did see a story where some economists are asking the government to rethink the IMF plan, so is there optimism with the new president coming in that things will be better in 2025?
Well, I would say that we are curiously optimistic because, in all honesty, this is a former president who has had his time on a seat. And he left office just like Akufo-Addo and the MPP are leaving office. The ordinary Ghanaian, was not happy with the way the governance was going in the country. And so we voted massively against John Mahama when he went out. And the same thing has been done to MPP. However, I think that the issue lies with some promises he's made with regards to looking at the various tax issues. I am not going to talk much about the betting tax because, whilst it has its own pros, it has its own cons. But I'm looking at things like the e-levy, where it affects almost every business in Ghana and almost every individual in Ghana. Now, he has promised he's going to take that off. Now, where we are curious is that if you are taking that tax off, how do you intend to make up for the money? Which tax area are you going to impose now? And there's been thought of looking at remittances because we believe that if it is streamlined and well regulated, we can raise, it is estimated we can raise about $5 billion from remittances, which should be almost enough for covering this e-levy and the betting tax. Now, the issue of IMF is a little bit dicey here because we are all expecting the new president, incoming president, to have a look at it. But then I think that whatever the effects of the austerity measures of IMF are, they have already taken place. And 4 years would not be enough for the incoming president to make massive changes. Let me be very honest with you. 4 years might not be enough. And so it remains to be seen what the negotiations will be with regards to whether relaxing some of the austerity measures, like a cap on government spending and government employment and all that. And we all know once you go in for IMF, you are going to look at issues of increase in taxes so that you can mobilize enough funds to pay back the loan with IMF. Now, if you are already promising reduction in taxes, we are curious. How is the new president going to achieve the aim of managing this country and the finance effectively? So it remains something that we professionals are very keen on, and we want to see how the new incoming government, NDC, are going to navigate this storm.
Well, I guess we are also watching with you because, as you noted, promising to cut down on taxes and yet still looking the way of IMF and also revenue for the government. We'll see how the incoming president, Mahama, will manage that. But thank you so much for giving us at least a picture of how Ghana is celebrating Christmas today. The Chief Executive Officer of More Steam Limited, Mr. Michael Hammond. And once again, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you and Merry Christmas.
Let's take a break now. When we come back, no markets today, but there are other conversations awaiting you on this Christmas day here on Business Incorporated. Join us again.